Hello, my wonderful friends. It is time once more for a tale. A dating hell story, actually. Yeah, we're changing things up a little bit. This is from Reddit user D-Day the Cannibal. Interesting name. This is rule number 1 of dating. Don't ignore the red flags, no matter how cute the girl is. I mean, yes, don't ignore the red flags. Gender irrelevant, but still, yeah, that's, oh boy, I'm already uncomfortable about where this is going to go. So let's just find out together, shall we, children? So starting down this road of polyamory has been a fun time. But I've made some stupid mistakes. One of those mistakes is I went on a date with a super cute girl and I ignored all the red flags. In my defense, a lot of the bad shit happens towards the end of the date, but still, red flags were there. I just gave this girl more credit than she deserved. So this girl comes into my work a few times and she's super adorable. So I'm like, okay, I'll ask for her number. To my surprise, she says yes and gives it to me. I'm stoked. My day off comes up and I call her up. I'm like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner or something? She's like, heck yeah. I want to go to the casino. And I'm like, sure. Seems odd, but she's cute. I'm down. Red flag number 1. Hello. Because I don't drive, she has to pick me up. I have her pick me up at a restaurant pretty close to the house. She tells me she's 5 minutes away and that she'll be there soon. I get there, and 45 minutes later, she finally arrives. I'm about done. Then I saw her, and I was like, okay, let's keep this going, I guess. Before we head out, she needs to help her mother with the car. No problem. We go and help her. On the way to the casino, we start chatting. She's really cool. We talk about Rooster by Alice in Chains. Great song. And other music. She tells me that she is an ex-addict, and while she relapsed a few months ago, she really wanted to stay clean and get her life together. This could also be seen as a foreboding red flag, but I have the benefit of believing her. She needs gas in her car, but apparently she has no money. Another red flag, but I'm like, whatever, here's a 20. Off we go to the casino. She's gambling, and I'm just sitting with her. Then her phone rings. This isn't the first time, but it's the same caller ID each time. She claims it's her ex-boyfriend who's in prison and that he's obsessed with her. But when she answers, immediately she's lying to him, and it's clear that they are not over. She goes to get a drink, quote-unquote, mid-call, when it is clear that he was getting upset that she was with a dude. Again, another red flag on the pile. Anyway, she keeps gambling, with my money I might add, and I give her a total of about $40. Then her mother shows up in the middle, where I am asked to give her mother some money as well. I just hand her $5. This girl ditches me multiple times, leaves me with her mother at a certain point. So we're finally going to leave and get lunch, but she tells me to, just go over there so she could talk to this sketchy chick and these 2 guys that are with her. Oh boy. At this point, I am well beyond pissed off, but she's my ride and I'm just trying to stay calm. So suddenly she leaves the building with them, telling me that she'll be right back. I'm like, whatever. Then she comes back and finds me. Then we find her mother. Just so my date can look at me and go, hey, I'm just trying to be straight with you, but my mom and I are going to my car to shoot heroin. Wow, what the fuck? You can be there or not, but I don't care, but it's going to happen. Apparently, she bought the heroin from the sketchy motherfuckers. So I'm like, well, fuck. I tell her, look, I'll give you all the money in my pocket right now, and I'll pay you in full for the heroin. Just give it to me, and I'll get rid of it. No one has to know. She then gets upset, saying I'm being too much and whatnot. She tells this dude that is there everything that I said, and he can't be older than 21. He legit looked like he was barely out of high school, aside from the tattoos. This dumbass comes up to me and starts running his mouth because that's his brother's old lady, and he's in prison for armed robbery. You need to leave her alone. She's going to do what she wants. So on and so forth. Which is making my already pretty triggered PTSD-ridden brain want to go even more berserk than it already is. I try to tell him, doesn't matter, going home. I already called for a ride, and I'm going the fuck home. I tell him I've had many friends do what she's about to do, and they're all dead. And he threatens me again, and at this point, I'm just imagining how the back of his head would burst like a tomato if I smashed it against the brick wall of the casino, but in the end, finally walk away. I sat down on a nearby bench and waited for my ride. While I'm waiting, who walks by? The girl I'm on a date with. She sees me and is like, oh, hey, I'm going to the car with my mom to do something. I'll be right back and we can get food. And I look at her completely confused, like, motherfucker, it's heroin. The thing is heroin. You already told me what it was. It's not a fucking secret. I tell her I'm going home, and she's like, oh, you want to ride? I tell her, no, I'm trying my best not to mention how she's about to do heroin, so no, I most definitely don't want to ride home with her. Instead, I let her know that I called for a ride, and she's like, oh, okay, well, text me then, and then just walks away. Needless to say, I did not. Wow, what a fucking story. Holy shit, dude. Like, I can't say I've ever been through something like that, but that is fucking weird. That is super fucking weird. Just, like, okay, I get it. If you're polyamorous, that's fine. But does the other guy know that she's off with you? And, like, it clearly seems like he didn't. It clearly seems like she was just fucking around. And again, if you're poly and you're open, and that's fine, you know, but I'm assuming, because I'm not, but I'm assuming that, like, when you're in a relationship like that, you fucking tell the other person that you're going out, don't you? Isn't that like a thing? Like, you trust them, so you're kind of having this conversation before you meet somebody new? Like, this is kind of really fucked up. So, and then the heroin. Holy shit, dude. I'm an addict, but I'm clean, and I don't want to be like that anymore. Literally 45 minutes later. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to go do some heroin. It's like, okay, well, I guess you were clean for what? A day? Good looking out there, bro. Really fucking good. I'm sure you're fantastic. Anyway, yeah, no, fuck that. Let's continue. We're going to do more. We're going to do another dating hell story, because this is not a long video, and I've decided when it comes to these, I'm just going to kind of double up on it. This is from Reddit user Emily Louise Fitness. This is the worst Valentine's date. I've never really celebrated Valentine's Day or been with anyone who made much of an effort for the occasion. Needless to say, when the guy that I had, keyword had, been dating booked a romantic weekend for Valentine's Day, I was really looking forward to it. When we get to the hotel, he seemed really disappointed in the room and the facilities. We went downstairs to the pool/spa, where he complained that there was no jacuzzi. There was no jacuzzi advertised for the hotel anyway, and demanded that we receive a free bottle of wine for the inconvenience. I was incredibly embarrassed, but determined not to let this ruin the night. While we're getting ready to go out, he insists that I need to iron my off-the-shoulder top and starts ironing it for me, burning a huge hole in the blouse. Oh, real nice. I end up having to rip the sleeves off and improvising a sleeveless tube top. We go to a really nice restaurant for dinner, and I can't help but notice that he is throwing the drinks back, and considerably more drunk than I am. I remember nudging him under the table a few times due to how rude he was to the staff, who were really lovely. We end up in a pub, he's slurring his words and being all over me, and I have the worst gut feeling for no apparent reason. I was just so on edge and wanted to go back to the hotel. I end up falling asleep first back at the hotel, wake up to him all over me, disgusting and not reciprocated. I noticed that he has ordered bottles of wine from room service, and had been up alone, drinking them. I'm still half asleep when I hear him mumbling under his breath angrily, making absolutely no sense. He's really annoyed and starts shouting in slurred words at me that I've ruined the night and to pack my stuff, we're going home, and that he's leaving and he's going to get in the car and leave me here. It's the early hours of the morning. He storms out of the hotel room after throwing stuff around, but quickly comes back to tell me that I was lucky, that he was drunk, or he would be going into town to find a girl prettier than me. Wow, what a fucking douchebag. I start crying and attempting to calm him down, and then the fucking fire alarm goes off. I throw on my pajamas and attempt to get him dressed, but he was in such a state that I couldn't. And I'm panicking. Staff are knocking on the door trying to evacuate the floor. By the time we make it outside, everyone in the hotel is already there. It's raining, and the fire brigade have to give him one of those foil blankets to keep warm. It is obvious that I've been crying. I have makeup all down my face. He's too busy verbally abusing the hotel staff and firemen to even notice that people are asking if I'm okay. I am so beyond embarrassed. Eventually, we get back to the room, and he passes out. By the time he wakes up in the morning, I'm showered, packed, both of our things, and ready to go. We cut the weekend short, despite him wanting to stay another night. On the way home, he won't stop apologizing, saying how awful he feels, and due to not getting much of a response from me, he pulls the car over and refuses to drive until I say I've forgiven him. For the next week, he would leave flowers on my car and even a moonpig card. I don't know what a moonpig is, which is weird considering I'm a moonhorse. Best part, on the drive home, between the groveling, his boss calls and asks him to keep the receipts for the room service so they can be matched up with the hotel room. He had put the entire weekend on his company card and told them that he was there for work. Wow. Okay, that's definitely somebody who's got some fucking issues, and yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of alcohol issues, because that is a lot of fucking booze. And shit, dude, I like a drink too, but multiple bottles of wine in one night, that's a lot, my man. That is a lot, especially because we don't even know what kind. But I don't even know what he was drinking at the restaurant. That's just a lot. This dude in general is just a lot. Everything about him is a lot. And holy fuck, I'm so glad you got the fuck away from him, because that extra level crazy. So yeah, no, fuck that. Good job bailing out. You're much safer and happier away from something like that. Jesus. Anyway, that's the end of our stories. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm trying to do this thing where if they're a little too short, I'll double up, because some of these, kind of are. But, yeah, hopefully you liked them. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and destroy the bell. Do it now. Also, I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. You can check those out. If you can't, that's okay too. I appreciate you looking at it anyway. I have a subreddit, r/Moonhorse Stories, where you can send me your own stories, be they neck beard, leg beard, or even some of your worst dates. Anything you want to share with me might get turned into a video. Just saying. I know a guy. Spoiler, it's me. And every Saturday, I have a live stream. You can come check that out. It's like this, except it's not. I love you all so very, very much. The links to all these things are in the description below this and every video. And, yeah. There's also a mailbag thing, address. You can send me weird things. Like, literally actually send them to me and I'll open them in a video. I'm that weird. It's okay. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.